HR1.
What happened in Nashville is obviously an incredibly serious situation. Nothing you provide a response from the Speaker of the House.
Do you think you'll speak about that this week?
Should there be any gun restrictions at all?
I guess I'm the idiot because I thought that, following up a dozen kids being gunned down by giving thoughts and prayers as they did so many times was the most offensive way to respond to a tragedy that could have been stopped. But no, that was worse. That was worse. You're being asked about this and don't care. He's the leader of the Republicans in the House. He doesn't care. He doesn't need to pretend that he cares. And that he had previously been asked, and he said at one point, okay, let me just tell you, I'm not gonna answer any questions. You can walk with me. We can talk about new movies. We can talk about your lives. We can talk about what you're doing for Easter, anything else. Reporter asked, but why won't you answer questions about what happened? I have to go to work right now. Well, you're literally at work and you're being asked about the questions that are, I think, foundational to the work you're supposed to be doing. But no, he'll talk to you about John Wick, but he's not gonna talk to you about the guns in our actual schools. One of the reporters pressed saying there's obviously a grieving community there. There's obviously a question, and McCarthy snaps at him saying, let me ask you guys a question. Do you believe what I tell you? What did I say on the way out? I don't give a damn, I don't care. That's what he said. That's what he said. And again, Tim Burchett, maybe even caring less when he's asked about his own kid. Take a look at the way that he deflects again from the government being responsible in any way.
What should be done to protect people like your little girl from being safe at school?
Well, we homeschool her, but that's our decision. Some people don't have that option, and frankly, some people don't need to do it. I mean, they don't have to. It just suited our needs much better.
Thank you.
You good?
And I wanted to leave that last little bit because when he says like, my kid's homeschooled, I don't care what happens. Oh no, by the way, I'm even gonna acknowledge that most people can't do that. It's just impossible. And so I don't care. I mean, I don't care what happens to your kids. I literally do not care. That it? I mean, he is just repeatedly spitting in the face of every one of his constituents who I have no doubt will reelect him for a fourth term.
And these things, of course, they probably will get turned into some kind of political ad. Also, with the stuff they said about Roe v. Wade and how they're taking away women's rights, they figure these things will just eventually go away. And you know what? They believe that because many times they've been right. That's why they keep getting elected based off of how much they'll directly point their finger in their voters' faces, the ones who actually vote for them, and give them a big middle finger and say, "We do not care." By the way, Senator Mike Rounds also said something similar when Burchett was talking about how we won't fix this. He also said, we've gone as far as we're gonna go on gun control. He's not gonna do it. They're blatant. They've gotten past the thoughts and prayers. Still, some of them say it that haven't been able to come up with new material, but we're done with it. And by the way, Kevin McCarthy threw that. There was audio of the stuff that you then quoted, I heard. It was very jokey and laughing about this entire thing as he's talking about, hey, tell me about movies. I'm trying to get into work. Do you guys really gonna believe me? He had all these chuckles and laughs. So if he can look at what's been going on and laugh and chuckle about it, he doesn't give a damn. As a matter of fact, it amuses him. While parents are crying and while people have lost loved ones, he's laughing about it. He's happy about it. His life has been enhanced with the death of your children. Every time a child dies in this country, Kevin McCarthy laughs about it and doesn't want to talk about it. Kevin McCarthy wanted to be Speaker of the House, wanted to be a leader in the Republican Party. He got it after 18 votes or so, and he doesn't want to speak. He doesn't want to talk about tough issues in the country. What are you there for? Why did you want to be Speaker of the House? You don't want to speak, you don't want to lead, and you don't want to have any kind of solutions towards anything that doesn't fit your political career. Why is he the Speaker of the House then? Why do you support him if he's supporting only himself?
It's like when Marjorie Greene was asked about kids dying from COVID and she literally burst out laughing. Think about all of the work that had to be done for years to get to a point where as a politician you could do that and know and be right in knowing that it will not hurt you at all. Think about how much millions of people need to be trained by right-wing media to make it that you can laugh about their kids being gunned down, their kids being killed by respiratory illnesses. It's not gonna hurt you literally at all. It's not gonna hurt you in a primary. It's not gonna hurt you in the general election. You'll be perfectly fine. In fact, you'll be a leader.
I want you guys to go back and listen to some of the responses when Steve Scalise was shot on that baseball field by the I think it was a Bernie Sanders supporter. When he was shot and he survived, and he was critically shot, it was pretty bad. And I'm sure there's people who are laughing and joking about it because they don't like the things that he's done to destroy their lives. And the response from conservatives and Republicans that surrounded Steve Scalise was disgust. How dare you make fun of this man in his life and what he's done and everything that he's going through. You know, he's been shot, he survived. So as they laugh at the children who didn't survive, and then the children that'll die tomorrow that won't survive, and the children that are gonna die the next day that don't survive, they're still laughing about it. But they are serious about when they're shot.
Yeah.
I want you guys to keep that in your minds now.
Exactly. Well, he's important. See, he's a politician. He's a wealthy and influential person. He matters. The kids don't matter. The adults who died didn't matter. Producer Mike gave me this article. Catherine Kuntz is one of the adults who died in the shooting. Apparently, she was on a Zoom call when the shooting began. As soon as it began, she hung up the call and ran to confront the shooter and died. She was killed by the shooter. She has more bravery than every single one of these politicians has ever had in their entire life in being willing to do that. An actual hero. And we've got these people that, like, it sickens me that they get to walk around in a roughly human form. They shouldn't. They should be like swamp creatures. They should be troglodytes. How dare they look like actual humans when they're serving the interests of the most evil individuals and corporations in this country? Utter cowardice, cruelty, inhumanity.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.